I moved to Cyprus 6 years ago after realizing that Germany, my home country, is not the country where I want to grow a business or raise a family. I wanted to live in a warm place with palm trees, beaches, and ideally low taxes. And after traveling to over 30 countries, I have to say that Cyprus is definitely one of the best options out there. It literally has everything you need, but there are 7 main reasons why people relocate to Cyprus and invest into properties here. Number 1. The Cyprus lifestyle. Cyprus is a Mediterranean island with a relaxed night culture lifestyle. We have a slow pace of life here. Everything is very family oriented and it is also very religious here. We have more than 320 sunny days per year. And yes, even though we do have winters, they are very short. Number 2 is the Cyprus tax benefits, and this is a big one. Cyprus offers the lowest corporate tax in the EU with currently 12.5%. This corporate tax can even be lowered down to 2.5% with the IP box regime. Businesses that have an intellectual property and generate their revenue through IP can be eligible for the notional deduction, which will then lower their corporate tax based on their qualified income and qualified expenses to an even lower corporate tax than the official rate. Number 3, Cyprus offers a non-dom program where foreigners that relocate to Cyprus are fully exempt of dividend tax. Number 4, in addition to that non-dom status, there is also a special tax residency here in Cyprus where you can become a legal tax resident of the country of Cyprus, enjoy all the benefits by just staying in the country for 60 days per year. So 2 months per year in the country of Cyprus and you can become a legal tax resident here. Number 5, there's also a tax benefit for income tax, and that is foreigners that relocate to Cyprus get 50% off their income tax. Currently, the highest income tax bracket in Cyprus is 35%, meaning if you take advantage of that tax benefit, your income tax is reduced from 35% to just 17.5%, which is huge. And lastly, in Cyprus, there is a 0% tax on capital gains, a 0% tax on interest income, no inheritance tax, no gift tax, no property tax, no church tax, no solidarity surcharges like in Germany, for example, no wealth tax, no exit tax, and there is no tax on trading securities. And even though Cyprus offers so many tax benefits, the reputation of Cyprus is on a very high level. Whereas in the past, Cyprus was seen as this shady tax haven where foreigners have offshore bank accounts, nowadays there are actual businesses relocating to Cyprus, families, entrepreneurs, startups, innovators, and all of these people actually come to Cyprus and use their infrastructure. There is real substance here in this country, and I see an upward trend for the next few years, especially with all the entrepreneurs meetups that we have, with all the events that we have, and all the potential that this island offers. So what you need to understand is that Cyprus is fully compliant with all legalities and frameworks that are given by the EU, for example, and we are even within the scope of the OECD global minimum corporate tax, because Cyprus is actually increasing their corporate tax to 15% within the next few months. So Cyprus is really a country where you can pay as little tax as legally possible, not have the disadvantage of being blacklisted, not being able to open bank accounts. No, here in Cyprus, you are fully whitelisted and you can use every payment provider. You can open up bank accounts across the world and you can fully operate your business as normally. And then next to the business part, we obviously have tourism, and in 2025 we have record tourism numbers, even higher than pre-COVID. Cyprus has 10 to 20% more tourists than in 2024, and this obviously also indicates the demand for short-term rentals. But as we know, Cyprus is not just attracting tourists, Cyprus is also attracting wealthy individuals, entrepreneurs and businesses with the millionaire migration, because there is a chart from Hensley and Partners which is showing the wealth exodus from countries like the UK, for example, that is losing thousands of millionaires, and these millionaires are relocating, sure, to countries like the UAE and many others, but also we see Cyprus up here, which makes me happy and is actually impressive to see that Cyprus, a tiny island in the Middle East can compete with international hotspots like Monaco, the UAE, the US, even Singapore, Switzerland, and all those jurisdictions where a lot of people want to relocate as well. But Cyprus, in my eyes, is a hidden gem. And another benefit, especially in combination with the millionaire migration, is the PR program that Cyprus offers. With an investment of 300,000 euros into a new property, non-EU nationals can gain permanent residency here in Cyprus. And the big news here are that Cyprus will enter the Schengen zone very soon, which means that by investing into a Cyprus property, investors can travel to all 30 other Schengen countries without a visa. And this logically will increase the demand for the Cyprus PR, which will then actually turn into a golden visa and compete with other golden visas, such as the popular Greece golden visa, which costs up to 800,000 euros. And if you ask me, I'm pretty sure the Cyprus government is aware about this and will increase the minimum investment into a Cyprus property from 300k to 400k, maybe 500k, because they obviously also want to take advantage of that. Anyway, next point why Cyprus is a popular destination for individuals and families to relocate to and investors to invest in is the mega projects that are upcoming here in Cyprus. We have a pipeline of marina projects here in Paphos. There is going to be a big marina within the next few years in the Kisonerga area over there, which will obviously increase the prices of the properties all around the marina. Then we also have another big marina project down there in Larnaca, and we obviously have the big Limassol marina, which is definitely an amazing place to live in. And then also there are a lot of new hotels, branded residences in the pipeline that Cyprus will build over the next few years. We have resorts being built in the mountains, by the sea. Just recently there was the largest real estate transaction in Cyprus history, where a private investor purchased land, literally land with nothing on it, for 130 million euros. And if this doesn't show you the potential of Cyprus and that there is something coming on the way, I don't know what will. Maybe the malls will, because every city has a mall and there are more malls in the pipeline. Just now there is a big construction in Upper Paphos. We call it Pano Paphos, which is Greek for upper. There is another mall being built. We recently opened up the Neon Mall. We opened up new universities, even prestigious, internationally known universities, such as the American University of Beirut. There are private schools that just opened this summer. There are new private schools being built next year. Same with hospitals. Same with skyscrapers. So there are a lot of mega projects on the way, and Cyprus is growing faster and faster as time progresses. And now number 7, which is very important for this video, and that is there is still so much free land and potential. When I fly with my drone over Paphos, Limassol, Larnaca, I obviously see a lot of finished houses, buildings, complexes, but I see even more free land and plots and just space where new buildings can be built. And this shows us the potential of Cyprus over the next few decades. At the same time, Cyprus was, is, and will forever stay green with their Akamas National Park and environment protected areas such as the Troodos Mountains or Mount Olympus. Just last week I visited the highest point of Cyprus. I was above the clouds and it was just stunning to see the sunrise from there and see all the trees, how green Cyprus actually is. At the same time we have waterfalls, lakes, sea caves, dungeons, beautiful beaches and many other hidden gems. And the craziest part is that there are so many underestimated locations, just like here in Paphos, where I moved to 5 years ago from Limassol, where no one even wanted to visit Paphos. I'm also looking for a new property here in Cyprus. I know that down there in Paphos there are awesome houses with nice pools for very little money, so that is very interesting for me at the moment. Paphos was like the boring city where no one wants to live in, but I saw potential in Paphos years ago, and nowadays all the Germans, British and other nationalities want to relocate to Paphos because just the fact that it is so green, so calm, the infrastructure is beautiful. We have an amazing mayor who's developing the city. We have an amazing sunset as well. Every evening I see the sunset here from my penthouse and I just feel at peace. We have culture, religion and history here in Cyprus. Cyprus is an island with so many things to discover. We have the oldest wine still in production. We have halloumi cheese. And on an ongoing basis, there are things that I find out about this island or places that I discover that I never even saw before. And this continues on an ongoing basis where I'm like, this island is literally so interesting. But yeah, I could go on and on forever. Cyprus is ranked consistently #1 for having the cleanest seawaters in the EU. When I go to the sea and I go into the water, I can literally see down 10 meters and there's crystal clear water. We have blue lagoons in Ayanapa and in the Polis area it is absolutely stunning. But I think once you are here in the island, or maybe you are already here, you know what I'm talking about. So those are just a few reasons why I decided to relocate to Cyprus a few years ago, and this decision completely changed my life. When I came to Cyprus, I had nothing but a dream, and just recently I won the Entrepreneurs Influencer Award for the biggest entrepreneurs influencer in Cyprus from Wiba Mediterranean, most influential personalities in social media world, and now it is here in the office next to the YouTube award button, and this really makes me happy. And I know for a fact that if I wouldn't have left Germany, I wouldn't be where I am right now, business-wise and personally. With my company Tax.One and our team of lawyers, accountants and auditors, we helped over 500 entrepreneurs directly relocate to low-tax jurisdictions and pay as little tax as legally possible. And now it's getting interesting, because with all those success stories of our Tax.One clients, I see one pattern over and over again. Almost everyone that relocates to Cyprus first wants to rent a property for 1 or 2 years until they then decide that they want to buy a property. Because why would you want to make someone else rich by paying rent if you can just buy the property and then live rent-free? The first time I actually talked about buying real estate here in Cyprus was back in 2020. Just a few weeks after I arrived on this island, I looked at the property prices and the real estate market here in Cyprus, and I was fascinated how interesting it is and how much potential there is for the upcoming years. And everyone that listened to me back then enjoyed a big capital appreciation. I mean, from 2020 until today, the property prices in most areas at least doubled, and in some locations even tripled within just 5 years. And so the idea was to create a partner company next to Tax.One, which focuses on the real estate market here in Cyprus, and that is Offplan.One. And this actually leads to the next point, because as Offplan.One, we focus on off-plan property investments here in Cyprus because 1, we want to stand out from all the other real estate companies that do all the same, and 2, we actually see the most potential in off-plan properties, and there are 3 big reasons for that. Number 1, given that we work with developers that have a track record of finishing high quality developments, we have a guaranteed capital appreciation of at least 20% per property unit upon completion of the off-plan project. This leads to the fact that the entry prices for real estate in Cyprus are much lower with off-plan than with already built properties. As the construction of the off-plan project progresses, the prices go up linearly with the development process, and this is also the reason why the price lists regularly are updated every few months. Sometimes we talk to clients and we show them the projects, and then 1 or 2 months later they get back to us and they say that they are ready to proceed now, just to find out that the prices increased by another 3, 4 or maybe even 5%. So to get the best prices for an off-plan project, it is important that you invest as early as possible. And another side benefit of investing early is that you can secure yourself the best apartments with the best sea view in an apartment complex, for example, or the best villas in a villa community project with the best view, the best access to the road, or no neighbors, the best biggest garden, and all of these benefits. Number 2, because of the fact that these properties are under construction, the investor doesn't have to pay the full property price up front. This brings huge cash flow benefits for the investor, especially because off-plan projects in Cyprus also come with flexible payment plans. And a payment plan in Cyprus can look like this. First, there's a small reservation fee, which takes the property unit you want off the market for 30 to 45 days. And during that time, our lawyers are preparing all necessary documents and contracts for the sales agreement. Within that period, you have enough time to gather the capital for the first payment, and that is approximately 30% of the value of the property, minus the reservation fee, of course. And then the remaining 70% is distributed over the construction time, and here each developer has their own flexible terms. Some work with 3 payments, others work with 4 payments, but the most important thing you need to know is that latest by receiving the keys to your property, 100% of the property needs to be paid. Everything else can be discussed individually, and this is of course a big advantage for your liquidity because it doesn't freeze your capital. Also, how you want to pay and in which currency, euro, dollar, yen, Bitcoin, gold, sheeps. Everything can be discussed. We also have strong contacts here on the island when it comes to financing solutions. We are officially partnered up with one of the biggest banks here in Cyprus that offers loans for residents that live in Cyprus for more than 1 year. And so this means that you can potentially buy a higher value property that you initially planned for. But now let's continue with number 3, and that is probably the most important part, and that is that you can fully customize your property and you receive a brand new building. Most buildings in Cyprus that are older than 5, 6, 7 years are of low quality. I have to say it as plain as that. The isolation is not existing. It is hot during summer and cold during winter, which leads to ongoing mold and extra maintenance costs. Older buildings have cheap pipes and electrical systems built in, which leads to higher electricity costs and constant renovation. But off-plan buildings are the exact opposite. Nowadays, the building quality in Cyprus is extremely high. The best energy efficiency based on EU standards, VRV systems, underfloor heating, strong pipes, and thermal isolation with double glazed windows, all of these are standard nowadays here in Cyprus when you buy a new property. And also many developers also offer guarantees and warranties for many years, which you obviously don't get with resale properties. And with all that being said, I think now it's the perfect time to introduce you to my business partner Elias Hermann, so let's go to his office.
Hi everyone, I'm Elias, and I'm happy to share a little bit about myself, our vision, and why I call Cyprus now my home. I grew up in Germany, where I finished school and went to a dual study program. Shortly after, I worked as a financial advisor, helping clients with investments, financing, and of course, real estate. Now, Germany is a wonderful country, but if you ever run a business there or spend more than the summer there, you know it's not exactly Mediterranean. So picture me sitting in the office under gray skies in Germany with the typical German complaints. And there was Rico, my best friend, who already moved to Cyprus. And while I was sipping coffee every day, discussing tax issues with people who are tired of the German system, he was sending me photos of turquoise blue water, sunsets, and happy smiling people from Cyprus. Over the years, I visited Cyprus thousands of times, and each trip made me more certain. This is where I want to live, invest, and build something meaningful. Especially in Paphos, a city with incredible lifestyle value and exciting opportunities in the real estate market. That's what led to Offplan.One. Our company is focusing on the off-plan property market here in Cyprus. And for good reason. It's one of the most secure and dynamic markets in whole Europe, offering outstanding return on investments and growth trajectory. A lot of people think Cyprus is a bubble, that it's already too late to invest. But here's the thing, most of these people are not here in Cyprus, and they don't know what's happening here right now and what is about to happen in the next few years. We have Schengen membership coming soon, massive marina projects are right now under construction. International companies are relocating to Cyprus because of tax benefits, bringing thousands of employees to this island, and everyone needs a place to live. British retirees are moving to Cyprus. The Germans, they see Cyprus as the new, calm and more beautiful Mallorca, and Many people from other countries are relocating as well. Real estate properties are driven by supply and demand in Cyprus is set to skyrocketing in the next few decades. But supply can't keep up because it takes 1 or 2 years to finish a development. By the time it's completed, it's most of the time already rented out. There are even waiting lists right now for apartments and villas will be ready in the next year. But more than numbers, what drives us is helping people. Whether you're looking for a smart investment, a second home, or just to diversify your portfolio, our goal is to guide you through the process, step by step, with transparency, expertise, and yes, of course, a little bit of Mediterranean ease. Thank you for taking the time to get to know me. Now I'm looking forward to get to know you and sharing more about Offplan.One, our vision, and maybe helping you writing your own Cyprus story. One that comes with sunshine, opportunity, and a view you will never get tired of. Believe me. So, let's get back to Ricardo.
Thank you very much, Elias. And now I'm going to give you 2 examples that explain the capital appreciation and the potential of off-plan investments a little bit better. First of all, let's go to the UAE and let's look at Palm Jumeirah. When Palm Jumeirah was being built in the early 2000s, villas were being sold off-plan for about 2 million dirham. Today, if you're lucky enough to find a villa that is for sale on the Palm, you will look at the price tag of over 20 million dirham. That is a 10x in just 2 decades with real estate, which is insane if you think about it. And now I'm going to give you a similar example from here in Cyprus. This villa complex consisting of 15 villas was sold off-plan in 2022 for about 800,000 euros per villa. The project was sold out in just a few months to mainly families that want to live a peaceful life here by the Sea Cave area in Paphos, Cyprus. But recently one of these 15 buyers decided that he wants to move closer to the city, and he's now reselling his villa for an asking price of 1.8 million euros, which is a profit in just 3 years with real estate of 1 million euros. How is that possible? Well, first of all, we have the initial discount from the developer itself if you're buying at an early stage. Secondly, we have the capital appreciation from the beginning of the construction until the villa is ready. Number 3, the whole project was a total success. It was fully sold out in a prime location in Peja area. There is a school next to it, all amenities, and a huge demand of foreigners that relocate to the Sea Caves area. So I think by now you understand quite good what off-plan properties are, why they are so lucrative, and why it makes so much sense to buy off-plan, especially in a place like Cyprus where there is still so much potential. And that is why I'm going to explain to you now exactly how we work at Offplan.One if you're interested in investing with us. Step number 1 is always your inquiry. At our website Offplan.One we have a little questionnaire with the most important questions and information that we need from you in order to understand what it is that you're looking for, and then Elias is going to contact you within the next 24 hours. Step number 2 is sourcing exclusive plots and or projects where we work only with our trusted developers that have a track record of developing on time and also with a high building quality. We have strict due diligence processes for every project and developer where we review all the legal aspects, whether or not the developer has open debt, whether or not the land is freehold or leasehold, whether or not the business concept of the project in itself makes sense, and the location, the building quality, the materials, the construction company. All of that is being reviewed by us so that we can present to you only options with fully confidence that we stand by with our name. Number 3 is a personalized presentation. Whether it is an investment, a holiday home, or your main residence, your dream house, we will definitely find the right property according to your goals. Then we are organizing an online and in-person meeting where we explain to you everything you need to know. We answer all of your questions and we explain to you exactly what it is that you're investing in before you are committing. And then number 4 is the full legal preparation, where our in-house legal team is preparing and reviewing all contracts, permits and compliance documents. And if you apply for the permanent residency or golden visa, we also handle this as part of the process. And then number 5 is securing your unit, where we reserve your property with the deposit and take it off the market. We then structure your individual payment plan with the developer so that your capital remains liquid during the construction process. Number 6 is the ongoing management, where we take care of everything from reservation until completion. We coordinate between you, the developer and the legal team, and we make sure that you have a stress-free buying experience. Every step is documented and handled by us, and you don't have to be here in Cyprus. And this beautifully leads to number 7, construction updates and handover, where we keep you informed and updated throughout the whole construction period with regular updates. We visit the site, we send you images, and we keep you informed. And when the property is ready for handover, we make sure that everything is according to the plan and to our highest standards. And this is where most agencies would stop. But at Offplan.One, we have an after-sales process where we build long-lasting relationships with our investors and where we bring all the investors together into an investors community. We assist you with property management, rentals, tax optimization and future investments. Every Offplan.One customer joins our investors community, where we share opportunities, organize meetups and present exclusive and upcoming projects here in Cyprus. So, even though this video was a little bit longer than expected, I think it gave you a good overview about everything you need to know about Offplan.One. And of course, there are many more things that we can and need to discuss, because every case is individual. If you are serious about investing into off-plan properties here in Cyprus, fill out our form on Offplan.One and you will hear back from Elias within the next 24 hours.